guys, let me show you the what we call the hallway of fame here. I've got a lot of duck calling memorabilia and stuff that I collect. Here's I've got a collection of the World Championship posters advertising the contest at Stuttgart. That's from 1986. And come here, this is an actual poster that they used. I can't remember the date on this, but actually trying to get people not to shoot the canvasbacks, you know, make them understand, you know, have a recognition of canvasbacks and redheads. So that was put up by the U.S. Department of the Interior Fish and Wildlife Service. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm a big collector of these. I love the old Victor decoys, especially the slick ones here. My favorite artist, I've got several of him. Scott Storm, he's one of my favorites. I've got several pictures of his. Love that one of the wood ducks. Where I grew up hunting, these signs were everywhere. This one is a replica, but I've got one of the actual signs back there with the Outdoor Asylum stage there in the Cache River studio. There's a real one. Don't ask me how I got my hands on it. We've got some cool signs like this with Elite. I love getting pictures of famous people duck hunting. Here's Ernest Hemingway. He's out here doing a little bit of duck hunting. More posters, Wings Over the Prairie Festival, Winchester. Now this guy right here is really cool. This is Herb Parsons. And Herb was a world champion duck caller, and he had instructional records that he made as well. What he's really known for was his shooting. I mean, this was kind of like the Tom Knapp of his day. You read this little brochure here that I found from one of his demonstrations, his exhibitions that he put on. Talks about how he would shoot in Hollywood. You know, they didn't have all the special effects, so they needed something shot. It really had to get shot. And this was the guy that did it. He also worked with the military on how to hit moving targets. Really interesting guy, world champion duck caller. This is an actual call made by Chick Majors. He actually named this for Herb Parsons. This is the Herb Parsons model. So this is something I really love showing off. All right, so we got Ted Williams here, baseball player, big hunter. I know one of the guys that used to work in the duck calling contest talked about how he would get up to come to the breakfast table, and Ted Williams would be there because he would be in town to do some duck hunting in Stuttgart. This right here, this guy, Pershing, I think, Blackjack Pershing. This is a general. This is like one of the mentors of General Patton. So he's out doing a little duck hunting. I also love collecting the instructional records. And you'll see as we move down the hallway, I've got a big collection of instructional records. This one, Real Foot Duck Calling. This is one of my favorite pictures in the whole world. This is Butch Richenbach, who founded Richentone Calls, and this is my daughter Hannah. Hannah is 10 years old now, and before Butch passed, he'd come over to my house, and Hannah is just, she is very much a newborn in that, but Butch enjoyed looking at her, and he's got one of my duck calls. It's kind of one of my early days of making calls, and Butch had come over, so he's holding one up to her mouth, and she's kind of giving him the stink eye in the picture, so I love that. There's a great hunt that we had with my friends from Crash Landing last year in Oklahoma. Really tore them up that day. That was a fun hunt. Pintails, my favorite ducks. Love a picture of Pintails, Zeddy Jones. This guy right here, this is one of my mentors with duck calling. Unfortunately, Bernie has passed away, and this is Bernie Boyle, world champion, champion of champions caller. He gave me a lot of guidance, a lot of help when I was coming up, you know, through competing, and you know, helped me get better. And so really miss that guy. These guys, I don't know, these are reproduction photos. I don't know who these guys are, but I would love to hunt with them because it looks like they are having a lot of fun. They're killing a lot of ducks, and they're having a lot of fun. Like I said, more instructional records. Now, this picture is really cool. Again, these are, I don't know who these are reproductions. These are obviously market hunters back in the day. This picture is supposed to be from like late 1800s. And what I want to highlight is this guy right here. This is the coolest man that ever lived. How do I know? He's obviously in charge. He's telling everybody else when to shoot. He's got the most awesome facial hair that I've ever seen in my life, and he's just sitting here petting his pet owl while he's telling everybody else when to shoot the duck. So that guy had to be cool. We got Clark Gable here. doing a little duck hunting out in California. Got this is a world champion right here, Mike McLemore. Got one of his instructional records. Nash Buckingham on a duck hunt with his gun, bow whoop. Just got a lot of cool things in here. More instructional records. You can see I got a big collection of those. This is supposed to be an actual photo right here of Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth out doing some hunting in California. This was taken in Stuttgart. It's a friend of mine that Charlie Jackson, who was actually in this picture. That's the Arkansas State. He's a former Arkansas State champion. So anyway, more artwork. Love the teal. This is my dad's manufacturing business. My dad made, he owned Allen Manufacturing around Newport, where they made land planes, rollers, things like that, things that you pulled behind a tractor. That was his company. So it was kind of cool getting to see him. He went from a farmer to doing something he loved with Allen Manufacturing. So I got to do the same thing, starting with physical therapy and then eventually moving into making duck calls. Jack Nicholson in The Shining. I mean, not a more appropriate picture for the bathroom, right? This is an actual photo here of the old Remington UMC shotguns, old Humpback, where Browning kind of got its start. More posters, a lot more records. Speaking of Browning, I think this is John Browning, the founder of Browning Shotguns. Pretty cool picture of him. This is another picture. This is another mentor of mine, the guy that passed away this past year. Truly missed. This is Trey Crawford, one of the best that ever did it. You know, 3-time world champion, champion of champions. Trey taught me a lot, especially when I start teaching you guys about feed call. I learned a lot about what I know about the feed call from that man right there. So really enjoyed that. This is some hunting that we got to do with Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly, Hall of Fame quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Super nice guy. I got a picture of him up here back in his heyday. And one of us out there enjoying a hunt in the timber. He's a great guy. It's one of those guys that you meet a famous guy and you don't know they're famous because they're just normal guys, and a lot of fun to be around. A really, truly genuine and good person. And so more instructional records up here. Got a big collection of different game calls with P.S. Olt, Philip Olt, and Rings Over the Prairie stuff. Great picture here from Oxbow Mallards from a Ducks Unlimited print from way back. So anyway, this is the hallway of fame. So a lot of people, when they come here, they love, while we're tuning the call, while we're working, they love to walk the hallway here and look at all the pictures and memorabilia. But this is part of my collection. I'll show you a little bit more later.